There's a fucking cable.
Play the video. Don't worry. We're just live right now for fun.
Oh,
hey, we're going to play the video.
Nice.
We're going to play the video, and then we'll be live. What is going on, everybody, and welcome on into episode number 248 of the Garage Beers podcast, brought to you proudly here on the OBR streaming network. The OBR is the biggest, oldest Browns independent coverage site in all of Cleveland. And then on Tuesday nights, we say, hey, we'll talk a little bit about the Browns, but you can also join us to talk about all of your other favorite Cleveland/Columbus sports teams. And we've got a great episode planned for you tonight here on episode 248. A little bit later in the show, we're going to talk a little bit about the Browns, and we're going to have a little bit of fun with some mock drafts because it is mock draft season. And so we're going to run through as a team and do a couple mock drafts because we know you guys love seeing that. We're going to talk a little bit about trade deadlines coming up for both of our Cleveland Cavaliers and our Columbus Blue Jackets, and what kind of moves we might see those two teams. How about those two contending teams? Moves we might see them make. And to lead things off, as soon as we're done with the intro here, we're going to get to our special guest from 11 Warriors down there that covers the Columbus Blue Jackets, and actually kind of a Cleveland guy. From what I read about him, I feel like I'm going to butcher his name because I have no idea how to say it, but I'm going to say Josh Paloha, and then we're going to let him yell at us when he comes on. But Josh is going to join us to talk about that national champion Buckeyes team, and because we're getting into draft season, we'll probably talk a little bit about some of the prospects coming off of that Buckeyes team and maybe how they look going into the NFL. So it's going to be a great show. And we have got it's just jam-packed, full of stuff. There's probably other things that are going to pop up. But with you, as always, I'm your host, Michael Keefe. Joining me tonight over on the east side of Cleveland, it's Garage Beers, Chad Meyer. What's up, Chad?
I come to you tonight a bitter man. I start this podcast as a bitter man.
Okay.
I did the city of Cleveland a favor yesterday by attending the Cleveland Cavaliers game, strictly because they needed an aura change to help break this losing streak, and I haven't gotten one thank you yet. You know, I said, listen, I even put it out there. I said, I'm breaking the streak. We're breaking the streak because I'm here tonight, and it's exactly what happened. And not one thank you from anybody right now. So, no, it's okay. It's okay. I was thinking about going to other games as a fan, something I haven't done in years. And the first one I do, we win and break a losing streak. But, you know, it's all right. Hey, joke's on me. I won't go anymore, guys. All right.
You might think his stupid ass is kidding, but I do my Cavs video recaps after every Cavs game. I do the recap after last night's game, and that thing maybe was posted for like 4 minutes. And I get a text from Chad that's like, what, no mention of me being at the game? You're selfish, Chad.
I told you. I told everybody, but apparently no one believed me.
It's not about you. It's not about you, Chad. You will also notice in the third panel on the screen, the return after like a month of being away. And look at the people. The people are excited. The people are excited. Down in Nashville, Tennessee, Joey Whalen is back. Find him online at Garage Beers. Joe, what's up, Joe? Welcome back, buddy.
Is it too late to say Happy New Year? I don't know if I've seen you this year. Well, I've seen you. Just like, you know, not on the podcast.
No, wish everybody Happy New Year, Joe. It's fine.
New Year. Yeah, good to be back.
You're so 2000 and late.
Yeah. I don't remember all the reasons I was out. They're valid reasons, but I'm back. Good to see you all.
Just believe me, they were valid.
Yeah. AKA, I really don't feel like updating you guys in my life, so just move on, fuckers.
I mean, it's just so many. I had just meetings and family in town and something else. I think was one of the other weeks, but good to be back, fellas.
It's all right. It's good to have you back. We're happy you're back. And again, you're back on a good episode because we got a
great Preds game though. Did see a great Preds game though last week, which they suck. So like. Doesn't matter. But they were playing the team that sucked worse in the Sharks.
What's it like having a hockey team that sucks? We wouldn't know. We don't know.
No.
We wouldn't know.
No.
I have no idea.
Thank goodness for the Blue Jackets this year, by the way. Because my hockey prospects are bleak otherwise. But they were down 5-1 to the San Jose Sharks and came back and won 7-5. Great time.
Let's go.
So heck of a game.
Well, it's good to have you back. And listen, like I said, later in the show, we're going to do some Browns mock drafts. It's going to be I feel like this is going to be very funny. So I'm very much looking forward to it. We're going to talk about those Blue Jackets and those Cavs, but we're going to kick things by talking about the Buckeyes. We can't talk about anybody, though, before we do our really quickly, because our special guest is in the background. We're going to do our garage beers of the week. And so we're going to throw it around, talk about what we're drinking. Tell us what you're drinking in the comments, and we'll flash that up on the screen. But Joe, you're the guest of honor here, buddy. You haven't been here in a while. So what is the drink of choice here tonight?
I'm doing the beer that you brought me from. Where's the place? Birmingham, Michigan.
Yes,
Griffin Claw,
outside of Detroit.
Macchiato.
Mm-hmm.
Not the macchiato. Macchiato's 1C, I guess. It's great. Nice little coffee stout.
It's really good, isn't it?
Very good. Yeah, I'm going to enjoy this a lot.
Joe loves like coffee flavored anything, and I took one drink of that beer when I was in the Detroit area, and I was like, I got to bring some of this to Joe. I got to get some of this to Joe.
You got it like a Harry Potter bar? Is that what that is? Griffin Claw?
That's like a combination of two Harry Potter schools.
Oh, all right. Holy
I like that it's holding a beer, though. It's kind of sick.
It's a great brewery outside of Detroit if you're ever up there. It's great. Great place. Griffin Claw Brewing. All right, Chad, what are you drinking?
Southern Tier Chestnut Praline Imperial Ale.
Damn.
Oh, boy.
It's good stuff.
That sounds like
good stuff.
Dessert. That's a whole dessert.
I don't people I know you guys get on me for repeaters, but I don't drink that much beer anymore, but so I got a lot of leftover beer in my fridge, so we're sticking with holiday beers.
We're not mad about it. This is what we do in the garage. We do not get mad about what you're drinking. For example, our buddy Gregory, Keystones and Fireballs, like he does every week.
Always the combo, and it's amazing.
Shout out to Gregory for always going with like the Boilermakers, right? Keystones and Fireball.
Always taking me back to college, because that is exactly what I drank.
Gregory just feels like a guy we want to hang out with, and we do every Tuesday. I, boys, am in Maryland, as I usually am at this time of year, and I'm going to spend like 6 of the next 10 weeks here. But I have got one of my favorite breweries. It's called Other Half Brewing, and this is called Naked Juice.
Whoa.
Naked Juice.
Family show.
This is one of these breweries where their beers are all way too expensive, but I'm down here a lot at this time of the year, but I'm not down here like a lot all year round. So when I do come down here, I'm like, I got to get some Other Half beers. And man, look at it. That's my kind of beer right there.
Whoa. Creamsicle.
That is a hazy IPA. Hold on. Get the logo in there. You can't see it on there, but the logo's there. Other Half Naked Juice. I don't know. Naked Juicy Juice. I don't know what it's called, but it's delicious. And it's wonderful. Outrageous. So that's it. Those are our garage beers of the week. Keep posting yours like Gregory did in the comments. We'll flash them up on the screen. But boys, let's get into episode 248. And again, I'm very excited about our special guest here. And first of all, shout out to this guy. Before he even comes on, I want to give him some praise because just today we reached out, like this evening, we reached out to him like, hey, you want to come on and talk about some Buckeyes football with us? And just like a pro, like a champ, he was like, yeah, I'll make it work. So big time shout out from 11 Warriors. 11 Warriors, kind of like the OBR is the premier place to get Cleveland Browns coverage in Cleveland. 11 Warriors is the premier place to get Buckeyes coverage in all of Ohio and beyond. And our guest is from 11 Warriors, and he works and covers the Buckeyes there. So let's bring him in right now. It's Josh Paloha. And if I'm saying it wrong, just be mad at me, Josh. I give you permission. Be mad. Josh, welcome on into the garage, buddy.
One, you are correct. Aloha with a P. I'm not Hawaiian. Secondly, that's always the joke. Like my professors in college would be like, "Oh, are you Hawaiian?" Secondly, I know it's not a beer, but I'm drinking a long drink tonight.
Oh yeah.
I had to grab an alcoholic drink, even though it's a Tuesday.
Let's go. Those are great.
And let's talk about. I'm unfortunately a Browns fan as well, so I'll gladly talk Browns mock dress because that's like the Super Bowl for Cleveland. So
Josh,
with Super Bowl week coming up, Browns mock dress, it all combines into one.
We're back. We're back, Josh. We're so back.
We're
real quick, buddy. Just to make sure you feel good here, we drink every Tuesday, so it's fine. It's fine. We don't judge.
No, you're good. I know. I'm a long time. Well, this is going to sound odd. Long-time watcher, first-time caller.
Just don't tell people that. Just like out in the open. Ladies and gentlemen, our special guest tonight, long-time watcher, Long time.
Long time watcher. I'm gonna put that in my little resume.
So, Josh, I was reading up a little bit about you before you came on, and obviously just following with 11 Warriors and all that. But you're a Medina guy, right?
I am. I'm a Medinian. Is that what you call us out here?
So here's the question, because Chad Meyer and myself are the legitimate voice of Medina County football. And we have been for like 12 years.
I've seen you around. I help with the Medina football program. So next
So
time,
is it the Battling Bees? Are we Battling Bees, Medina?
Yeah.
We're not Hornets?
No, that's Highland.
We're not Buckeye Bucks?
No, just Medina, the Medina.
These places all count as Medina.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of weird because like they're not the same, but they're the same. I don't know.
Wait, is Buckeye Medina?
Yeah, it's Medina Buckeye.
So I think because of the Medina situation, the first question is 2026. I guess I should say 2025, 2026 Ohio State football. Is that the Brennan Schramm breakout year?
Always, dude. For sure.
Are we getting the Schramm breakout year?
Hey, did Jeremiah Smith have a touchdown in the spring game last year?
Oh,
No.
I'm just saying.
Oh my God. Now I'm getting pumped.
That's actually a running joke with some of the 11 Warriors guys. Like, Carnell Tate might transfer because Brendan Schramm's coming. He knows that. Come on.
Get the man. The man wears 34 as a wide receiver. Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah. How many scout team player of the week does Jeremiah Smith have? 0. Brendan Schramm has 1. Thank you.
That's it.
I think he's got to be the favorite. I think he's got to be the
Put
favorite.
the blog out, Mike. Put the blog out. What's wrong with Jeremiah Smith? He did. What's wrong with Carnell Tate?
Oh God.
Are you concerned?
What have I started?
So, Josh, talk to us just over the last week. It's been a week and a day since the Buckeyes won their 9th national championship. And they're on this really nice little groove where they win one every decade for the last 3 decades, which has been spectacular. But how's life been there at 11 Warriors? Has it made things crazy for you guys? Has it just what's it been like covering the Buckeyes through this whole thing?
For me, it's a part-time job, so I can only I don't go to press conferences or anything. We have guys down in Columbus that go to those, but I mean it's been crazy. I mean, I think our posts. I mean, we've hit record numbers. I'm pretty sure just in the last 3 years. But just there's so many people. Well, besides, I think the record is when Ohio State loses to Michigan because people just want to come and talk. Unfortunately, but we won't talk about that. But yeah, I mean, it's just been a crazy 8 days. I don't think it's still hit me yet that Ohio State won at all. It still does not seem real, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, you know what I would have said? I think if it would have still been the 4-team playoff and they would have just miraculously overcome that Michigan loss and then won, I might have felt the same way. But this is another thing I love about the 12-team playoff. Maybe I don't feel that way, Josh. I feel like it sank in because it took so goddamn long for them to win the national championship. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I love the playoff system. I love the 12 games. I think they need to tweak it so that it looks not stupid as far as seeding is concerned. But otherwise, by the time it was all said and done, by the time we were in the second half of that Notre Dame game, I felt like it was like we went through an NFL playoffs. Okay, it's finally over.
It's crazy to think that the college season is almost longer than the NFL season because the college season starts first, and it got done last Monday, the 20th, and I know next year the national championship's the 25th, so they're going to extend it another 5 days. But yeah, like you said, the seeding. It's it was the first runaround, so they're trying to figure it out, but I'm sure they'll figure out the seeding and it'll look much different going forward. I don't know if it'll change that much in 2025, 2026, but yeah, I'm just glad. I mean, it seems like the Michigan loss was a lot longer ago than 2 months because the last 4 games of Ohio State season felt like a year, to be honest.
Don't change the seeding at all. Why? Because I want Kent State to just run the table in the MAC and and there be a first round bye and a home playoff game at Dick Stadium right there on Kent State's campus.
Amazing.
Hey, Chad's hammered. Cut him off.
yeah. Goodbye. It's possible now, right? Isn't that last 4th bye the best of the group of 5?
not only in the playoff, but he wants a home playoff game at Kent State after they won.
Yeah.
Did they win
That's
one
what would
game?
happen if they were the best of the group of 5, right?
Can you see it right now? Oregon at Kent State.
Oh,
Boom.
that'd be
Let's
so amazing.
go.
That'd be so amazing.
No,
They would have to put 7 to 8 more picnic tables in
No,
in the bar area.
The perfect matchup would be Ole Miss. Can you imagine Lane Kiffin at Dick Stadium?
Oh man.
Just fans from Eugene swarming Kent, Ohio at Ray's place.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to announce a record crowd at a Kent State game. There are 3,400 people here for this game. Get out of here.
What do you mean there's only 500 visitor tickets?
Yeah. Kent State has blocked Oregon fans from buying tickets.
I didn't see where this was going to go, but I like where this is going. I like.
Yeah, how do we get from Ohio State to Kent State? I mean, I don't mind it, but
I mean, listen, over the last 20 years, there certainly would have been times where a MAC school would have been in that playoff spot.
Yeah,
there are times. Ben Roethlisberger and the Miami Redhawks would have been in that playoff spot. That's wild to think about.
Yeah,
that's wild.
I'm trying to think who else. Didn't Central Michigan have like a really good season a decade or two ago?
Yeah. Oh God, they had
Isn't that where
quarter-
Antonio Brown went?
Yes, it is where Antonio Brown went.
Was it when it wasn't when he was there though? I'm trying to think of who they.
No,
had.
they had that quarterback. They had that like wildly good quarterback that was like a Heisman finalist or something.
Charlie Fry would have led Akron to the playoffs. Let's be honest.
And then and this is why I wish it would have happened earlier, because then
Byron Leftwich would have took Marshall there.
He would have had the confidence to lead the Browns to the playoffs after that. That's what would have happened.
Oh my God.
So Josh, let's talk real quick. You know, last week for us talking about the Buckeyes was just the celebration episode, right? Like we were just partying, having a good time. I drank an entire bottle of champagne on the show.
I saw the champagne. That was nice.
Yes. But now that we're a week out, what have we learned about the Buckeyes, about Ryan Day, about Chip Kelly, and about maybe what do we think they learned as this season went along? Because it certainly seemed like they went in with that same old philosophy against Michigan that doesn't work, where they feel like they're going to out physical and outrun Michigan, and you can't do that. And then it seemed like they just clicked, right? It was like, wow, we're not sure why we played that way, but we're not going to do that again. And they won every playoff game by double figures. So what did we learn about this team? And what do we hope that they learned moving into like next year?
First off, Michigan, it's weird to think this, but I don't think Ohio State does what they did in the playoff without losing to Michigan. Is that wrong of me to say that?
No,
because I feel like that was a huge reality check. Just like that loss to Oregon was a reality check that changed the defense, and then the defense became the best in the country by far after the Oregon loss. The Michigan loss, which stinks, especially as an Ohio State fan. I mean, they've lost, 4 straight and haven't won since 19. It stinks, but it was a huge reality check. And I don't know if it was like accountability by the player. I know they had that players only meeting with Ryan Day, and they all just like got out their frustrations. But it was one of those things where like it was, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but it just made everyone accountable for themselves. And I think it made Ryan Day just realize that he has to use his playmakers, i.e. Jeremiah Smith and those guys, and even Travion and Quinshon in the backfield, and just do what they do best. Don't try to prove a point. Just win football games.
Is that game all mental with him at this point, or is Michigan really does have something?
I think it's my bad. Go on.
No, that's what I'm saying. Or is it just that? I mean, Michigan is. I mean, it's got to be. You know what? I think I answered my own question. It's got to be mental, right?
The third bit, I mean, this is like not. This is a fan's opinion. This isn't like reporting or anything. But Ryan Day is still trying to prove that third base comment wrong by Jim Harbaugh. Ever since then, he's been trying to prove it time and time and time again.
It's actually a great point.
Think about it. Ever since that third base comment, Ryan Day has tried to prove that he's more tough than Michigan. I mean, let's be honest. On November 30th, Michigan's strongest point on defense was their 2 defensive tackles. So Ryan Day I don't know if he wanted to do this or not, but they try to run up the middle against Michigan's strongest part of their defense rather than throw it to the outside to all backups on the outside. And I think it was just one of those things where he was like, I'll shove it down your throat and prove a point rather than just try to win a football game.
Yeah. And I don't know. I feel like the way the last few seasons have ended, right, with the Michigan loss and then not with the national championship. Even though you had the year with CJ Stroud where, man, they should have won the national championship that year, except for they blew that game to Georgia and then they missed the field goal at the end. But it's every year has ended with A, the Michigan loss, and then B, another loss, just another upsetting situation, right? And now this year it's like, okay, we did the Michigan loss, but then you showed the fight and the will and all that to win. And it has me feeling like maybe that gives him the confidence to go back next year and be like, okay, I have realized that I have been foolish in my ways, and that when we've got a team that can put on a show, because they're going to have it again next year and the year after that and the year after that, you forget that, yes, we've got Jeremiah Smith, and I don't know that we're ever going to see a guy like Jeremiah Smith, who's, by the way, going to be around for another 2 years. But you also have, another 5-star wide receiver getting ready to come join the program, and it's just going to be like this over and over again. I hope it gives him the confidence to be like, hey, I don't know why I was doing that, but we're going to play Ohio State football, make people play our style of football to try to beat us, because nobody's going to be able to do it.
Yeah. I mean, it's really as simple as that. And yeah, you're right. Jeremiah Smith. I mean, I feel like we've said this like every 2 or 3 years. There will never be another. Like
that's what we said about Marvin Harrison.
Marvin Harrison, and then it was like Garrett Wilson, and then Jeremiah Smith comes along, and then who else? Chris Henry Jr.
Yep.
As long as he stays committed, he could be the next big thing. And then it's Brian Hartline's such a freaking legend. It's unreal.
Brennan Schramm.
Yeah, exactly. See, yeah, you're picking up the vibe. I like it. Oh, shoot, what were we talking about? Oh, just not trying to prove a point. I don't know if you guys watched the Tonight Show last night. It's just all these things coming out where Ryan Day's made appearances over the last week.
Yes.
It's crazy how much it's like 150 pounds of stress and weight and pressure has been lifted off of his shoulders, and he's just acting like himself. It's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, he certainly showed more personality for sure.
Yeah. I mean, even the golf cart thing, now that he laughs at it, he even talked about it last night, which was hysterical, by the way. I loved how that golf cart driver literally she just picked up her phone and walked away.
Yeah, that's
like nothing happened. That was the best part.
I'm out.
That's what I told her. I didn't know what my favorite part was. The fact that she crashed it so hard that she rendered it useless, or the fact that she went, sorry, and just sprinted away.
Well, that's probably what I would have done, by the way. You know you're on camera, too. Yeah, it's awesome to see the personality shining a little bit, because he needs it. He needs I think there's such hot button topics around this guy. Oh, by the way, you were talking about the wide receivers. There's certain good things about Twitter. One of them is when people want to prove a point and it works in your favor, it's great. So, for example, there was this rumor of like maybe Jeremiah Smith is going to try to transfer and prove it somewhere else. And he posted like a picture of Ryan Day just like smoking a cigar after the national championship. And then somebody tweeted that they think Michigan's going to go after oh God,
Chris Henry Jr.
What's that?
Chris Henry Jr.
Yes, Chris Henry Jr. And he responded and posted a picture of like the team in the national championship. Like they're not going anywhere. They're going to Ohio State. But I think Ryan Day needed this perception change as much as anything, where now there's a little freedom, a little weight off his shoulders. And to be honest with you, it had to happen to Harbaugh too in Michigan. Remember, his first several seasons there were not great. And he needed to beat Ohio State that first time.
And then he cheated, but continue.
Well, we won't even get into that tonight. Have you read that article, by the way? Have you read that?
I got the TLDR. I did not sit down in 137 pages. Jeez.
Well, no, yeah.
I'll read it at some point, probably this weekend. But yeah, that's a whole nother.
When
topic.
You do, if you could just give us the Cliff Notes, Josh.
Apparently, Michigan is going to say they're not going to agree. So the reason they kind of like got away with things is because they agreed to follow NCAA sanctions on them. And now they're coming back and saying, we don't agree. We're not going to follow NCAA sanctions. And here's why. But in the goddamn list of things that the reasons they're not going to follow the sanctions, they basically just admit that they cheated. It's hilarious.
Sharon Moore was so angry at Counter Stallions that he just went in and deleted every text message with them for no reason. He was just so angry with them.
He's just so mad he deleted all his texts. But then in their like filing, they're like, well, here's all of the deleted texts. And it's like, that was Connor Stallions at that Central Michigan game. He was scouting teams. He was stealing signs. I'm like, I don't think you're going to win by doing this. I think you probably should have just taken the settlement and been done.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see what they get penalized with. I mean, I can't wait. I'll sit down with it'll be like that GIF or GIF, however you pronounce it, whatever you say, where it's like guy just sitting back and eating some popcorn. That'll absolutely be me once these penalties come out.
All right, so Josh, we had the amazing year. We had the amazing run. What a game in the national championship. Ohio State does what they did all playoffs long. They got out to a huge lead. Notre Dame, good fight by that crew. But Ohio State, that video, and I think you guys at 11 Warriors were all over it. That video of Emeka Egbuka sitting down with Will Howard on the sidelines telling him, hey, that cornerback over there, when he's in single coverage, he's pushing that inside leverage. So we got to throw a go ball to Jeremiah Smith. And it turns out that's the play that sealed the game. The leadership out of those guys, unbelievable. But now coming into next year, Josh, that obviously Will Howard's gone. Ibuka's gone. Your running backs are gone. You're going to have some offensive linemen gone. You're going to have plenty of defensive players like your stud pass rush. Basically, your whole defensive line is going to be gone. Lathan Ransom and Denzel Burke and just all these guys gone. So what's waiting in the wings, Josh? As somebody that works there at 11 Warriors and that covers the Buckeyes, start maybe on the offensive side of the ball. Who are some of the names that people should start getting excited about?
Is Jeremiah Smith not a legitimate answer here? Or
yeah, no, obviously
he will be back. He will be back.
He will be back. No, but I mean they'll have a bunch of new faces, but with the transfer portal and with Ohio State's NIL and the recruiting classes that Ryan Day continues to bring in, I wouldn't be too worried about, although they do open up with Texas, which is going to be a freaking unreal game. Arch Manning, Tillman, Columbus, that's to be an unreal game, especially Julian Sam will likely be the starting quarterback. He was a number one quarterback in the class last year. He transferred from Alabama to Ohio State after Nick Saban retired. So yeah, it will be a bunch of new faces, but I would still expect maybe some early bumps as the new faces like start playing more.
Sure, get acclimated.
Get acclimated. But I mean, I wouldn't be worried about it. I mean, Ohio State will start off. Although I guess it's easy to say because they're national champs. They'll start off as like a top 3 preseason seed or a preseason rank. That first game in Columbus will probably be a top 2 or top 3 matchup between Ohio State and Texas. And I mean, I know it's August or early September. I already can't wait for it. But yeah, Ohio State fans have nothing to worry about. There's still so much talent coming back. Maybe it won't be as many 4th and 5th year seniors, which we saw a lot on the Buckeyes team. I mean, there were a lot of Michigan's team last year too, and they won it all. But it'll just be a lot of younger guys and a lot of talent per usual.
Now, I mean, going into next year, the number 1 offensive player in the country is Jeremiah Smith.
Easy.
The best defensive player in the country is Caleb Downs. That's a good start. That's a good
Great
start.
Great start.
Anywhere you go. But, I'm just curious, Will, if you've talked to any of your cohorts at 11 Warriors here, Josh, like I'm just curious because I know nothing about Julian Sand. Like, do we know like what type of quarterback he is? Like, what can Buckeye fans learn about him going into next year? Because he's virtually an unknown. But I was just curious if there was anything out there that Buckeye fans can feel confident about outside of being a 5-star quarterback transferring from Alabama.
You know how like when someone says like you flick the wrist and the ball just goes?
Yeah.
Like Drew Aller, like Madonna's Drew Aller, who's now at Penn State. He can just flick the wrist and it goes 70 yards. I wouldn't necessarily say Julian Sains goes 70 yards, but when you watch him, he literally just like flicks his wrist and it goes.
Okay.
I mean, there's a reason why he was the number one quarterback in the class. His size, I think he's either 6 foot or 6'1". I don't know what he's measuring exactly. The only thing that worries me about him is his size, just because in today's day and age, quarterback, although I guess like Jalen Milroe and those guys aren't as tall either. But yeah, the talent's there. I mean, he was number one quarterback for a reason. And with 1 year of development under Ryan Day, I think that only means good things. I wish he would have played more in garbage time this year, but it is what it is. And then, I was going to say something else too, and I just lost my train of thought. Then when you have like guys like Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate, just get the ball. I mean, I know Ryan Day said this about Will Howard. Just throw the ball out there. And compared to Julian, this is what I was thinking. Julian Sain is more of a runner than Kyle McCord, but not as much of a runner as Will Howard. It's like one of those things where he can run the ball, but he's not just going to take off, if that makes sense.
No, but that seems like it fits because Ryan Howard, what am I?
Kyle McCord.
I said Ryan Howard. Ryan Howard was an excellent baseball player for the
Philadelphia legend.
On the other hand, Will Howard ran the ball significantly less in this system than he had previously in his years at Kansas State, right? He was much less of a running quarterback in this system than he was when he was at Kansas State. So that actually probably works out that's Julian Sain is maybe not as much of a runner as Will Howard, because in this system, Will Howard wasn't as much of a runner as Will Howard. And I got to tell you, I think playing in the system, you look at what's happening right now and the way people are talking about Will Howard and his draft stock and where they expect, I think that probably wound up being a really, really good thing for him.
Yeah. I mean, people were questioning whether he'd be the Ohio State starting quarterback prior to the season. And now he's probably, I haven't looked at mock drafts, but I wouldn't be surprised if he goes in the second or third round, just because of the type of player he is on and off the field. I mean, he proved to be a leader in 1 year at Ohio State. He proved to be a huge leader. I mean, it's hard to hate the guy. I don't know if you guys saw the Dr. Pepper ad that he released after Monday.
Yes.
Oh my God, that was
hilarious.
But yeah, it's just one of those things where Ryan Day helps you develop, and I mean, Will Howard turned himself from a mediocre quarterback at Kansas State to a freaking star at Ohio State in 1 year.
So one of the few final things I do want to talk about some of these other guys moving forward, but really the big news this week with the Ohio State Buckeyes, how about Jim Knowles taking off, leaving the Ohio State Buckeyes to go coach defense for your fellow Medina Battling Bee, Drew Aller, and James Franklin and the Penn State Nittany Lions. Maybe it's just me, and maybe it's because I'm not super connected. That really took me off guard. Like that caught me off guard to see Jim Knowles leave, especially after what they just did. Was it a surprise to the people down there? Was it a surprise to you and the guys you work with over at 11 Warriors? Or was this something that people kind of saw coming?
I think it was a surprise that he went to Penn State, not necessarily that he left, because I know his fiance lives in Oklahoma. So him going back to Oklahoma was like a huge rumor. I mean, since like 2-3 weeks ago. But the Penn State thing, I don't know. He's from Philadelphia, grew up in Philadelphia, so I guess he wants to go home. I don't really know how close Happy Valley is to Philadelphia, but
close.
I don't think it's that close, to be honest.
It's still a flight.
Yeah, it's still a flight. But yeah, I don't know. I think the payday, $3.1 million for 3 years. I mean, it's hard to say no to that. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Two, I think this isn't reported. This is just what I believe in, just from message boards I've seen. I think there was a rift, one between him and Larry Johnson. Larry Johnson wanted to run his defensive line. Jim Knowles wanted to run a 3-down defensive line with the jack position. And two, after that Oregon loss, Ryan Day said that he was going to be much more involved with the defense. And I think Jim Knowles really took offense to that. But I mean, look what it turned out to be. So can you blame him? Can you blame Ryan Day? I mean,
no, I agree.
Yeah, it paid off.
Yeah, it paid off.
Yeah, sure did. All right. So last thing, Josh, and then we'll let you get back to it. We'll get into some other topics. But as you look at these Buckeyes that are coming out, we're going to start talking about a little bit about the NFL draft. And again, in Cleveland, NFL draft, you know this, you're a Medina guy. NFL draft season is Super Bowl season. So as you look at some of these Buckeyes coming out, obviously you've got some guys, big name guys. There isn't really that like top of the draft guy that we're used to seeing from Ohio State, but there's a ton of guys that you're kind of expecting to see get picked in the first 2 days of the draft. But when you think about guys like Jack Sawyer and Tui Moloau, and when you think about Denzel Burke, and when you think about the running backs and Will Howard and all that, who are the guys that you think, man, if I was an NFL team, you're a Browns fan, if I'm the Cleveland Browns, these are the guys that I would love for the Browns to get my hands on?
Would all of them be a sufficient answer, or is that
don't be an Ohio State homer?
No, I'm kidding.
Don't do that.
I would take Will Howard late just because of his leadership, not as a starting quarterback early on, but I mean, they need to get their starting quarterback right at some point, I guess. Donovan, I feel like Donovan Jackson made himself a lot of money this year, and he was an All-American guard for 2 or 3 years, and then magically switched to offense or left tackle. Freaking right before the Penn State game, I think it was, and became the best tackle in the country. I will gladly take that up front, especially that versatility. And then, I mean, I'm not being a homer. I'm trying to think of one that's not an obvious answer. I think Emeka. I love Emeka Egbuka just because of what he brings on and off the field, but he's going in the first round. I'm trying to think of someone that's realistic.
Josh, I'm going to tell you mine. And this isn't going to surprise people. And this, every time you talk about the Buckeyes in the draft, you're going to feel like a homer. But I'm going to give you my comparison, and people are going to die laughing. But I have a little thing for Jack Sawyer. And the thing I have for him is this. I think I imagine the Browns picking Jack Sawyer, and people are like, I don't think Jack Sawyer's this world beater player or whatever. But I think if you put him across from Myles Garrett, he reminds me a lot of TJ Watt.
I was literally just going to say that as
here's why I say that. TJ Watt is always not really the best rusher on his team, but he gets the most stats. Right? Like when Highsmith is on the other side, Highsmith is the most disruptive player on that defensive line in Pittsburgh. And then they put Watt on the other side, and Highsmith like disrupts everybody over there. And TJ Watt comes in, gets a strip sack, or bats 14 passes a game. And he always seems to be facing less pressure, and he makes the most of it. I feel like Jack Sawyer has those traits to him where he always finds a way to like get his hand on the ball or get that one big strip sack when you need it, a la the Texas game. He just always, he may not be, I feel like he is a great guy to have as your number 2 pass rusher on your team. I'd love to see it.
Plus, I mean, he's a Columbus kid, so I don't know if he liked the Browns growing up or Bengals or whoever. But, I mean, going from a Columbus kid playing at Ohio State to Cleveland Browns, I feel like that would sell a lot of jerseys. And 2, I don't disagree. I mean, I feel like TJ or Watt comparison might be a stretch, and I hate comparisons, but I also see how those two can be compared as well.
I'm not homer enough to say maybe like a poor man's TJ Watt. Unless he proves differently.
Yeah.
But it's not about the numbers and the skill. It's about the style for me. It's about the knack for doing things that you're like, how the hell does he do that all the time? Because he shouldn't be, but he does. And that's what TJ Watt is to me, where it's like, how the hell does this guy keep doing this? But I feel like if you put him across from Myles Garrett, it's that you open the door. So I don't know, that he to me is the guy where I'm like, I would kind of love to see that. I'd love to see that.
The problem is that he's another one where he might be able to go early or late in the first round. So, I mean, depending on how the combine goes, he might not be there for the Browns in the second round. I don't know. I don't even know what pick the Browns have in the second round, to be honest.
33.
They're the first pick in the second round. Oh, then maybe he will be there. I did not realize that. Yeah, I mean, I'd take that. And not only line them up across from Myles Garrett, but let them learn from Myles Garrett, too. I mean, who wouldn't want that?
All right, boys, what else? Anything else Buckeyes related before we let Josh get back to his beautiful Tuesday night here?
Spring practices. What? It's not that far.
Okay. It's like
Brennan Tram, baby. Brennan Tram.
It's fair. 2025 season starts in like 4 or 5 weeks. It's great. It's like it's
not
literally like a
that
year
far.
long. Then it's crazy.
It's wild.
No, wait, and the portal opens up again right before spring practice begins, right?
Right after spring.
After spring. Okay. Yeah. So it's not that
I mean,
far
the
off.
portal's
We can
always
get some
open.
more
Let's
guys
be
in.
honest. The portal's always open, whether it's open or not.
That's true.
It'll be really interesting to see. Obviously, the Buckeyes, when you lose your quarterback that won a national title for you, it'll be very interesting. You've got this dude that everybody's excited about, insane, but he's also young. It'd be very interesting to see which quarterback hits that portal that the Buckeyes go, well, we could Will Howard with this guy for 1 year.
Yeah, the quarterback situation is going to be interesting because, I mean, they have Julian Sain, Tavion St. Clair, who's an incoming freshman. He's early, and then Lincoln Keenholz, and that's it.
What about guys to run the ball? This is my last question for you, Josh. What about guys to run the ball? Because when you get rid of when you lose Henderson and Judkins, that's a wild 2 running backs to lose. Who's waiting in the wings to take over?
James Peoples, who's a freshman this year, he will be either RB1 or RB2 next year. And then they got CJ Donaldson from West Virginia, who was West Virginia starting running back last year. So it'll probably be one of those 2 guys, or like they'll split like Quinshawn and Travion did this year. And then I know you guys are Northeast Ohio guys, so they'll have Bo Jackson, who is from Villa Angela St. Joe.
Yeah,
he's coming in. And then I'm trying to think. Oh, Isaiah West from he's from Cincinnati. Or no, he's from Philadelphia. But yeah, I mean, it's a bit just like much of the offense besides Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate. I guess it's gonna be a bunch of new faces, but new faces that have a bunch of talent.
That's what we love. That's what we love coming off a national championship. All right, Josh, we're going to let you go, man. We appreciate you hanging out with us for the last 35 minutes or so. Make sure you are following with all of the group down there at 11 Warriors. If you're a Buckeyes fan and you're not following 11 Warriors, you're crazy. You're crazy. Again, 11 Warriors to the Buckeyes is like the OBR to the Browns. If you are not following them, you should be. It's the best place to get your Buckeyes coverage. And our buddy here, Josh Paloha, is 100% a big part of that. So, Josh, thank you for coming on with us. Thank you for having a beer and talking Buckeyes football with us. We appreciate it. And, let's do this again down the line.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm always down to talk Ohio State. I'm always down to talk Browns off season. Season, maybe depending on the season. But off season, I'm down because it's mock draft and NFL draft. So I'm always down to talk mock draft and NFL draft.
We'll let you kick us off into that next portion of the show. Josh, what do the Cleveland Browns do with the number 2 pick?
Oh,
what's your opinion? What do you want them to do?
Can I tell them what I don't want them to do? And that's draft Shadir Sanders.
All right. That's an opinion.
I will gladly take. I mean, it's one of those things where I want them to take Travis Hunter just because he's incredible. But does a good cornerback / wide receiver or whatever he's going to do in the NFL really change this team that much? You know what I mean? They need to get a quarterback, but I just don't know. I don't know if there's this top tier quarterback this year, which stinks. It really stinks.
It sure does. That's what we do. Every time we have one of these top picks, there's no consensus top quarterback. That's what happens.
Yeah, exactly. Just like the Blue Jackets. The Blue Jackets got the number 1 pick last year or 2? Yeah, last year, and there was there was no number 1 guy, right? I mean, I'm throwing this way off into the distance.
Same thing with the Guardians.
Oh yeah, Guardians too.
Wow,
the Cavs are good at it.
True. Well, all right. Let's not say good at Anthony Bennett did happen, but besides Anthony Bennett.
Hey, Anthony Bennett brought Kevin Love to the Cleveland Cavaliers. So boom.
Thank you, Anthony.
Also, by the way, there was nobody good in that draft. Go back and look at that draft. Nobody good. Nobody good.
Gone back and looked.
Nobody good.
Yeah, but either way, I just hope Andrew Berry and that scouting department gets paid a lot of money to do their job, and I hope they do their job because I want a good Browns football team.
Well, remember the last first round pick they had was Greg Newsome. So let's give them a little time and let them figure out this first round.
I don't know if that's a compliment or if it's a push that to the side or what?
I'll let you figure it out. Josh Aloha, it's been a blast, man. Go follow Josh online and follow 11 Warriors. And Josh, we appreciate you, man. We're going to let you go, but we really, really appreciate your time.
Thank you, guys. And I'm down to talk Buckeyes or Browns or whatever, whenever. So let me know.
All right. Love it, man. Thank you. How about Josh Aloha from 11 Warriors? What a good time that was. And shout out to Josh for responding to us kind of last minute and just being willing to jump on with us and talk Buckeyes. And again, it's probably the best comparison I can give you. We really take pride here on the OBR being the best place that you can get Browns coverage. 11 Warriors is the best place you can get Ohio State Buckeyes coverage. So make sure you're following them. All right. We're going to jump in. I want to play a fun mock draft game. It might be kind of the last thing we do.
All right.
To be honest with you, because yeah, okay. We've got the Blue Jackets are still kind of in the same place they were the last time we talked. They're just playing good fucking hockey, and it's great. Right. Oh, God. So great.
I mean, my asshole of the week is this time.
Well, hold on. We're going to do that first, you piece of shit.
All right. Fuck off.
You're about to be the asshole of the week. Hold on.
All right, deal. I'll take it.
The Cavaliers. Oh, hold on. Sorry. We're getting this question. And Chef Brian K asked it, I think earlier, asked about, is Carnell Tate staying with the Buckeyes? Yes, he said he is. So, I mean, he could post on Twitter that he's staying and then change his mind. But he posted on Twitter that he is staying with the Buckeyes. So, yes, yeah. Carnell Tate staying with the Buckeyes.
And he was a real possibility to go because his girlfriend runs track at Oregon. So if anyone was going to take him, it would be Oregon.
Yeah, for sure. But, he said he's staying.
Ain't no ring on that finger.
That's right. Thank you, Joe, for saying that. Thank you for bringing that up. Same thing with the Cavs. The Cavs went through a little losing streak. And maybe if we get a minute at the end of the show to talk about maybe some trade deadline possibilities, because I know the Blue Jackets had a report come out today about a very kind of exciting name that they appear to be interested in the trade market. So maybe we'll hit on that a little bit. But I want to have a little bit of fun with the NFL draft because we're there. We're in it, boys. It's Senior Bowl time. It's Shrine Bowl. I love how they do the Shrine Bowl, and all I can think about in the Shrine Bowl are those little old men in parades that wear the little fez caps and ride around on the little bikes, the Shriners. But before we get into this mock draft game that I want to play, let's do our asshole of the week. And Chad, you're ready, man, with your asshole of the week. You're ready, so why don't you hit it?
Yeah, like it's I don't know exactly like how to word this, but it's like my asshole of the week is like this time in sports podcasting, like right, and the reason why I say that is like it's the conversations that happen at this time, and I get it. I get why they happen. It's the middle of the NHL season. It's the middle of the NBA season. You know, football season is winding down, right? There's no football to watch now. So it's really just kind of like let's wait till the Stanley Cup playoffs now and the NBA playoffs now. But like I just saw a post today saying from a podcast saying, 2019 LSU would have just beat the shit out of this 2024 OSU team. Like it's those types of conversations happening now in podcasting is like the grasping at straws conversations that are happening just to I don't know, like the unnecessary trying to provide entertainment, trying to start a conversation about something that you can't, that isn't really solvable. So it's just, yeah, this time in sports podcasting is my asshole of the week.
I think this is the second worst time to try to do a sports podcast. I think, I think that part of the year where the NBA and NHL season ends. And so now it's just middle of the baseball season. And I love baseball. And I know, Joe, you're the biggest of the baseball guys. But
it's tough.
The doldrums of the middle of the baseball season. You've already talked about everything NFL you can talk about until like camp starts. That middle of June until the beginning of August is just.
Well, and even when camp starts, I mean, you're just like, oh, wow, like this person threw a cool pass and like this guy got injured. And it's like, okay, great. Like I can't watch this right now.
Did you see him throw that out route? Wow.
Last year, I don't think it felt so bad because the Guardians were so good all year that we just had a lot of fun talking about the Guardians. But man, that part of the year is the worst. But this right here, we're getting into that territory. I think you're right, Chad. Joe, you're back. Who's your asshole of the week?
Where do we even start? So many assholes right now. There's so many just like. But in the sports world, like, where do you even start? Like, we have a Browns team that has a second overall pick, but like our quarterback is Deshaun Watson still. We have, what was the other one? Oh, I had another one. Oh, we had an Ohio State team that won the national title, but we still lost to Michigan. And like, I'm happy about the national title, but like, I still want to be Michigan. I know you guys probably got into that last week, but I still want to win. Future thinking. But my asshole of the week just goes right to the Super Bowl, man. I just don't even want to watch it. This matchup blows. I would have loved. I'm okay with the Eagles purely from a Saquon Barkley perspective. I think that's a really cool story, and like I feel like if anyone deserves to get it this year, it's like solely him. I don't really care for the Eagles otherwise, and I'm just so sick of the Chiefs, and it's just like give us something else, anything.
It was rigged that way, Joey.
Like,
okay,
Bill's lines would have been logo. Sick.
You saw the Super Bowl logo, right? It's totally set up that way.
Bill's lines would have been great.
I felt myself, of course. I felt myself stuck in the middle of like I want to appreciate greatness. I think greatness is a thing that the vast majority of people do not appreciate until it is gone. Right? It's the same thing when you have the conversation. The NBA conversation is the big one, right? Oh, Michael Jordan's the best. LeBron doesn't compare, blah, blah. You're not going to really understand LeBron's greatness until LeBron has been retired for 10 years, and then you're going to go, oh, shit. Look at that guy. I feel like it's very hard to comprehend greatness in the moment because we always view nostalgic greatness as better than current greatness. And so, like, I feel like the Chiefs do the three-peat, which hasn't been done since forever. I think it's really cool, and it's a greatness moment that we probably won't appreciate. But Joe, I'm with you. Think of the outcomes we could have had in these playoffs. All I was doing was pulling for that Lake Erie matchup, Detroit and Buffalo. Just give me Detroit and Buffalo. What a fun time we would have.
So good.
And we're getting Kansas City and Philly.
I wanted Detroit and Buffalo so badly.
We all did.
All did.
Country did.
And you know what? Even
plus Canada wanted.
And you know what? Even when Washington beat them, I wouldn't have minded Washington and Buffalo. I wouldn't have minded that either.
Yeah,
of course.
I just never thought Washington had a chance, but like that would be cool.
Yeah,
of course. So actually, my asshole is going to kind of go along with Gregory here. He said his asshole of the week is salty Michigan fans.
Yeah.
My asshole is just kind of fans, though. They're just fans are being assholes. It's the Michigan fans, but it's also the Ohio State fans. Mm-hmm. How many Ohio State? I've talked to a lot of Ohio State fans that are like diminishing the title because they didn't beat Michigan.
I'm like,
stupid. You sound like a fucking idiot.
Oh,
it's so stupid.
All right, don't get what I said. Like, it's a title. I just don't want to do that in the future.
I brought this conversation up in chat, and I have had this conversation. So I tried to put it in a way that made a little bit more sense. So I brought this conversation up. I said, okay, if you're an Ohio State fan, let's say you never beat Michigan ever again. You lose that game every year. Every single year you lose the Michigan game. You never beat them again. But it guarantees that once a decade, so every decade, you're going to win a national championship. Will you take that deal? I'm taking that deal all day.
Well, yeah.
What are you talking about?
And that's the thing Michigan fan is not going to, talk about. I mean, it's the thing they're not going to mention either. They would lose to Ohio State every year if it meant a national title. I think Ohio State fans, because Ohio State has won a national title every decade of the 2000s, I think Ohio State fans forget that it was like fucking Kennedy was the president the last time they did it before that. Right? Like, it was forever. It wasn't actually Kennedy. I know it wasn't Kennedy. I'm not stupid. But
It was a long time. The Buckeyes went decades without a national championship until they won that 2002-2003 national championship, right?
Yeah.
So maybe Buckeyes fans are a little bit spoiled in that they have done that every decade, but like, if you could promise me we're winning a national title every 10 years, I'm taking that deal all day, every day.
So yes.
Do you know how not bad I feel that we lost to Michigan? I don't give a shit that we lost to Michigan this year. I don't give a shit. It hasn't finished this national championship for 1 second.
Sorry, that's the ultimate prize. Like, listen, of course I want to beat Michigan. Of course I do. And when that day comes, like when the game day hits, of course I want to beat Michigan. But in the grand scheme, it's not going to matter anymore.
I got to tell you, the people I was talking to tonight, though, all like diehard Ohio State fans were like, I don't know.
We win a couple more, and they will switch their mindset. We win a couple more, and they will switch their mindset.
Yeah. All right. So I want to have a little bit of fun because we're at Senior Bowl time, and we got done with the Shrine Bowl and all that stuff. So here's what I want to do. It's almost going to be like a little contest, and then we're going to objectively vote. But I'm going to put it up on the screen.
Okay.
And I'm going to run it, and I'm going to have you guys tell me, and the three of us are going to do a 4-round mock draft for the Cleveland Browns. Okay?
Okay.
So it's just going to go through the first 4 rounds because nobody gives a shit about rounds 5, 6, and 7. Come on.
No, nobody.
Let's stop that. But a 4-round mock draft. Here's the rules, that there are no rules.
Okay.
So we're going to run it on the draft database website, which means teams are going to be able to propose trades to you. Okay, hold on. Brad Ward wants clarification. Did you say lose to Michigan every year for 1 title a decade? Yes.
It's a shit deal, dude.
What is?
That's a shit deal.
For who?
Us.
Why?
Why?
What do you mean?
Why is that good?
I'm taking 1 national championship.
Oh my gosh. I don't want to get into this, but like you still have to appreciate like how fun that rivalry is. Like we're very rare to have something like that in any of our sports teams.
Nah, I'll take the title.
Oh my gosh.
I'll take the title all day, every day.
The 12-team playoff is going to ruin rivalries. It is.
I'll take the title all day, every day.
Because let me tell you what.
I won't take the title. I just don't think you should diminish how fun that game is and how
Brad's pissed. We pissed off Brad Ward. We pissed him off.
I'm with you, Brad. This is bullshit.
Coaches,
I disagree 100%.
It's gonna make rivalry games that much more irrelevant unless you're in unless you already have 2 losses and it's a must-win game to get into the playoff. Then that's fine. But if you're at 1 loss and you already have your place in the bracket set, it doesn't mean that much anymore. It's not, because your eyes are focused on the ultimate prize.
I guess I'm just taking this year too. I have not thought about that Michigan loss since that Tennessee win. That literally, before that Tennessee win, was the last time I thought about the Michigan loss. I haven't thought about it once. I don't care. I'm not even the slightest bit upset that they lost to Michigan. I'm not the slightest bit upset.
It sounds like you might be a little bit upset.
No.
Go ahead, Mike. You have to feel.
No, I'm really not upset.
You have to feel your feelings.
No, but this is what I was talking about when I brought it up. Brad Ward. This is the spoiled Ohio State fan right now. Sorry, Brad. I'm not trying to call you out, but I am. You know what? I'm calling you out. Spoiled Ohio State fan right now. In this new format, Ohio State should win more than once a decade. What? Do you know other teams? There's like 175,000 other college football teams that are trying to win national championships now. Like more than once a decade. I know, and I should put this up there. I don't want to be mean to Brad. He's not an Ohio State fan. I know you're not an Ohio State fan, but the fact that they won in the 2000s and the 2010s and the 2020s, I think is making like the modern college football fan think that, of course, Ohio State's going to win once a decade. It was like 40 years before that. the last time they won. Like that isn't always how it works. That isn't always how it works.
It's set up for them to be at least in the mix every year, right?
I know, and I didn't want to get back, but when Brad speaks, we got to put him on because it's Brad Ward.
It is Brad Ward.
Hey, we
It's
are
Brad Ward, and he's got to come on with us.
Hey, well, and we are reacting to what he said.
Reacting
There.
It's the number one show on YouTube now. Is the react?
Whoa.
Number one show on YouTube.
Good for them.
All right. I want to get off the Buckeyes. I don't want to go too crazy. Sorry, Brad. But I want to do our little fun game with the Browns. So here's the rules. There are no rules. You're going to be offered trades.
Put a shirt on. There's one rule.
You're going to be offered trades. We will look at them. You can accept them or reject them. You can do whatever you want. But you're only getting 4 rounds to make your picks. And it's going to be fast. But let's see who comes up with the best Cleveland Browns draft. And all of ours are going to be different. So if a trade doesn't get offered to you, you just got to make the pick.
Okay.
If it does get offered,
We have a list of names to choose from of who's available.
oh yeah, you're going to have.
list will be on there.
I'm going to put it on the screen.
All right.
You're going to see the whole thing. All right. So, Chad, you're actually going first here.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yep. So I hope you get ready. And
Yeah,
let,
well, of course I am.
let me know when you can see it. Can you see it?
Nope.
Nope.
Why? Oh, you know why? Because I got to do this. I'm so stupid.
Yeah, put in the show.
There it is.
Come on, Mike.
Can you see it now?
Zoom in a little bit.
And now I can see it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Hey,
Yeah.
all right.
All right.
Yeah, it's better.
So we're going to be the Browns.
Yeah.
We're going to do 4 rounds, and we're going to make it fast as fuck, boy.
Oh,
Fast as fuck, boy.
All right. So we're entering the draft room. Let's get this out of here.
Oh, man, I'm so excited.
I'm going to hit. So, Chad, this is you. I'm going to hit start, and we're going to see what happens. Tennessee
Okay.
takes Cam Ward. Chad, you have not been offered a trade here.
Wow.
So you get the number 2 pick, and you are not offered a trade. What are you going to do?
Jesus Christ.
Tell me what you want. You talk me through it.
Yeah, I don't have faith in Shedeur Sanders. I don't like him. I think I didn't like him as a big game in big games at Colorado. Granted, his offensive line wasn't good. Travis Hunter, where's he going to play? Is he going to be really good?
Chad, just tell us what you're going to do.
Is he going to be really good? Like you told me to do. I want Abdul Carter so bad.
Tell me who to pick.
Give me Abdul Carter.
Abdul Carter
Chad
too.
spoken.
Hell yeah, I love that.
Give me Micah Parsons 2.0.
Absolutely. Anybody that thinks differently is wild.
Yeah.
Ooh, this
So now we got. We're getting trade offers here for.
What does that
33.
mean?
So you have 4 trade offers.
Okay.
So evaluate one. Remember, you're not going to make this pick at 5 and the
Right.
2026 pick. Do you want to move from 33 to 39 with that you're not going to do?
Yeah.
Oh.
No. Reject that.
33 to 44 and 76, which you're going to be able to make both of those picks.
Okay.
33 to 36, and then you're not going to be able to make that second
Not
pick.
going to be able to make that pick.
Or
ooh.
33 to 35 and 102 that you'll be able to
Yep.
do.
Accept that.
You want that one?
Yep.
All right. So you're going to move. Oh, God.
What?
And now the
No.
Seahawks want to make a trade deal with you.
Rejected.
All right. So now, Chad, you are sitting here at 35. By the way, Tennessee moved up to take Amos from Mississippi.
Nice.
Tuimoloau goes between those picks, and now you're on the clock. You've got Abdul Carter.
Yep.
And let's take a look at who's available. You got Morrison from Notre Dame at cornerback.
Yeah.
You got little baby hands, Jalen Milroe.
Right. Oh, super baby hands.
You got Walter Nolan. You got Josh Connerly Jr.
Yeah.
There's
Give
a
me
lot
Josh
of guys.
Connerly Jr. We need a left tackle.
That's who you want.
Yeah.
I really love that, by the way.
Yeah.
Now, here's where it gets fun.
Yeah, of course.
So there we go. On the clock at 67. Chad, you have selected Abdul Carter at 2 and Connerly Jr. at 35. And let's take a look at who's on the board here at 67. You got Xavier Watts at 51.
Oh, my God.
Ranked. You got Purdue's interior offensive lineman, You got South Carolina's defensive lineman. Quinn Ewers is there. Here's your Ohio State running backs, along with Caleb Johnson in between them. You got Will Howard sitting right here.
I love so many dudes right here right now.
I know. This is the hardest part of the whole thing. You got Cam Scadaboo over here. You got little baby Tess Johnson.
Oh, little baby. He's adorable, isn't he? He's just adorable.
So who do you want? Where are you looking here? What direction are we looking here?
Oh man. Okay. I'm not sold on Quinn Ewers. Give me TJ Sanders. Give me that defensive lineman. Give me that interior defensive lineman.
You'll not look at the edge and the D lineman. We're trying to rebuild that Browns tenacious defense. All right.
I'm right.
Trade offers here for 94. I don't know why you do it because you can't make these picks. So
reject.
And you can't make
reject.
Those picks. And you can't make those picks. Okay, we'll just go back to this. So now here's Chad at 94. And
what QBs are available? Oh, Cam Scadabo. Never mind. I love that guy.
You want him?
I want him.
Cam Scadabo at 94. And we're going to reject that and that and that. Okay. So now you've got Abdul Carter, Connor Lee Jr., TJ Sanders, and Scadabo at 94. You got 2 picks left. And it's back-to-back picks, by the way.
Nice. What QBs are available?
You say QBs?
Yeah. Can you go like click on QBs?
I can.
Oh. Whoa. Whoa. Go back. Go back. Go back to all.
QB this draft.
Okay. Wow.
Sorry, did we have 3 picks in a row? Is that what that said?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, give me Gunnar Helm. And then give me Dalen Everett. Boom.
Look at that grade.
Oh, you muted yourself. Yeah, that's my guy. Oh, man. Those are my guys. Woo!
Can I unmute you?
If I can come away with a Dylan Gabriel, Kyle McCord, someone like that in like the 5th, 6th, 7th round, yeah, I'm very happy with that as a rookie quarterback, especially after we're going to get a vet. Yeah. Come on.
He's got to do the whole thing. He's got to back out.
He's got to go. He's got to go out, come back. His mic sucks.
You Mike, my guy. Yeah, that was a stellar ranking. You're going to see a lot lower ranking from me.
I thought you're just going to pick names that you like. Like, oh, I really like that guy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the college people as much, but I know how to draft fantasy, kind of.
Okay.
So
it's your rookie fantasy. Your dynasty league.
Yeah. You got to put up the screen, Michael.
I'm going to. It's so stupid. I'm so mad at everything. All right. And then we'll put that back. And then we'll do that. All right. Joe.
Oh, yeah.
So I got a video of Chad's. So let's real quick.
Lower your bar.
Lower your bar.
Back to Chad's. Abdul Carter, Connor Lee Jr. I love Connor Lee Jr. And
yeah, me too.
I don't know that he's going to be available that late, but I love that he is. Sanders, Scadabo, Helm, and Everett. That's Chad's draft. That's a really good draft, Chad.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, Joey, you're next.
Okay.
Okay.
We're going into the draft room.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, God. Oh, crap.
Okay. Oh, don't you know?
Okay.
All right, let's see. Does Joey get a... Oh, Joe.
Right off the bat.
So Shedeur Sanders goes first. I wouldn't take this if I were you, Joe.
Gross.
Or you get this one, which really does nothing for you either.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, I reject it. Fuck it.
All right.
Different.
What are we doing here, Joe? Yes, different. Cameron Ward's on the board.
Yeah. Hell, give us Cameron Ward.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's knock that off. Yep.
Go ahead
I
and
don't think
take
it's going to
Cam
be there
Ward.
for us, but let's do it.
Well, there's always those reports, and you never know. You never know. All right, so
You
Joe,
never know. Oh,
33 to 79, and then like all of Washington's next year pick.
Yeah. Okay. Let's
You're-
trade Cam Ward for Jalen
Yeah.
Daniels.
yeah.
yeah.
Your trade offers have been absolute booty cheeks.
Yeah, so far these trade offers are terrible. 'Cause
No,
they do
yeah.
nothing for us tonight. Nah. Oh, here's a trade offer that may be appealing. You move
Yeah.
down 7 spots, but you also get a 3rd and a 4th.
Yeah. Yep.
So
Let's
hold
do
on,
it.
let's look at the 4th.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Now you move down 5 spots and you get a better 3rd, but you don't get the 4th.
No, let's take the Saints offer.
We're gonna take that Saints offer and we're gonna move down.
Right.
So look at now Joe gets a
Ooh.
oh now we got more trade offers.
Look at this.
We don't want that one.
Too
obviously.
far down.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Do you go down one more
I don't want it.
time?
I don't want it.
All right.
We don't do business with the Cowboys.
So now Joe has built himself in like
that.
3 extra picks here.
Wow, wow, wee, wow.
Great. I don't know any of these
Don't
guys.
fuck it up, Joe.
Who'd you say?
Joe.
you said?
You can go interior offensive line, Tyler Booker. Please do not pick this guy. I don't know why he's rated this high.
Okay.
Tyleek Williams
Um,
out of Ohio State.
I mean, I do want.
Cameron
not take
Williams,
an offensive
very
lineman
highly
out of
ranked
Missouri.
offensive
Just don't.
line. I don't know why Wyatt Millum is this low. I think he should be way higher.
Now give me the Texas guy.
Cameron Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah, big time.
All right.
Oh, man. Cam Ward, and then you give him his offensive tackle. That's a great start, Joe. All
We're only going to draft Cameron's this draft.
Blind side. That's it.
right,
Nah.
we're rejecting that offer. So now it's 67, and you got 67 and 71.
Mm.
What do we? You
Little
got your
scroll
quarterback
down
already,
here.
so you can do the safety out of Notre Dame, Harold Fannin Jr. out of Bowling Green. You got all the running backs: Caleb Johnson, Quinshon Judkins,
Yeah, no. Let's do Xavier Watts.
Xavier Watts, safety out of Notre Dame.
Boom.
Kid's a
B+.
stud. Kid is a wild stud.
Reject.
I'm rejecting that for you.
Yeah. I'm making the decision for you.
And now
All
it's a lot of the same guys.
Yeah, let's do Quinshon Judkins.
With that running back.
Judkins.
I like him
Dang.
a lot.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I love him more in the NFL than I do in college, which is
Yes.
wild. Reject and reject.
No.
All right, so you've got 94, 103, and 111 left. So you still got 3 picks left. You got a quarterback, a tackle, a safety, and a running back. What are we doing here?
Let's go. No, let's go upseas. I don't know. Barrett Carter's a pretty cool name. Is he any good?
He's really good.
Is he
Yeah,
from
let's do Barrett Carter.
Barrett Carter.
Yeah, we'll take
linebacker out of
that, right?
Clemson. Hey, listen, the Browns do not have great linebacker depth.
No, they do not.
I'm just rejecting these for you. So Barrett Carter would be great. And look at a lot of the guys are still on the list.
Oh, sick.
Tell me if you want me to scroll.
No, I want to do. I think
I
we
do want to
might
put
do
this
it
up. Brad Ward loved Chad's draft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Loved it. Loved
for
it.
sure. God, I want to take another tackle.
I mean,
let's do Gunnar Helm though.
mhm. If he's sitting there at 103, are you kidding me?
Yeah, you're all over him.
All right. And then you can't take that one because you can't do anything with it. So last pick. You've already taken a linebacker and a running back and a tackle. Doesn't really matter. You could take multiples, but you got an edge available out of Michigan. Josiah Stewart's a pretty good player. Dorian
Yeah.
Strong is good. I think Andrew Makuba is. Well, you don't need him because you took Watts, but
Well, yeah. Let's do Dorian Strong.
Dorian Strong out of Virginia Tech.
Going in strong.
All right,
plus.
finish. But Joe, Cam Ward, Cam Williams, Xavier Watts, Quinshon Judkins, Barrett Carter, Gunnar Helm, and Dorian Strong. I gotta say, once again, if the Browns wind up with that, you can't be mad about it.
It's a lot of good players.
That's pretty good.
Right.
That's pretty good.
Right.
All right. So now I'm gonna go and we'll see what happens. And then we'll put this up and you can vote on who you think had the best 4-round Browns draft.
Don't fuck it up, Mike.
I probably will.
All right.
I'll do my best not to.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, let's get it started. Browns at 2. Tennessee takes Cam Ward. The Oakland Raiders want to trade us their entire 26th draft.
Holy shit.
Accepted. Done.
Would I probably take that? Yes. Am I going to for the sake of this exercise? No.
No.
That's a wild offer.
Pass. Definitely pass. I'm not going to go down to 3 and take a 5th rounder. Nah. I'm gonna have a little bit of fun with this. I'm gonna take this trade from the Cowboys.
Going down to 12. Okay.
I'm gonna go down to 12 and add a
get 2 second-round picks.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're going to it. See what happens. Okay. Now Denver wants to give me this. I don't want it.
We can get Mason Graham at 12. Yeah.
And also the Dolphins want to give me this. And I think it's fairly appealing, but I don't want it because of what you just said, except for the fact that this, Chad, Mason Graham is a stud, right?
Yeah.
Like built in, ready to go NFL defensive lineman. I'm taking Tet McMillan.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'm taking
All right.
Tet McMillan.
All right.
The dude's outrageous.
Yeah, he's incredible.
If I can get Tet at that point, nah, get out of here. So I'm taking Tet with my 1st round pick at 12. Now I could go down in the 2nd round and grab another 4th rounder. That's not super appealing to me.
Wow.
2 4th rounders.
2 more 4th rounders.
Whoa.
That one might be.
Is that even a realistic offer? Like,
No, of course it's not.
that's wild.
I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take all them 7th round picks.
Oh, yeah. This is getting good.
This
Wait,
is where I want to be.
Who do they take?
Oh
Who
my
do the
god!
Dolphins give away their farm for?
No, I'm not doing that. All right, so at 44, I got 44, 48, 67.
Oh, there's your boy right there, sitting right there, Mike. Come
Oh
on.
yeah.
So I'm just looking.
No, you don't even think right here.
Yes, I do, because my absolute favorite offensive lineman on the board is right here at Wyatt Millham, and I'm taking him.
He'll be there at 48. Oh,
Come on.
And
He
guess
was
who
there at
else is there at 48?
Woo!
Reject. I'm going to go ahead and take Jack Sawyer at 48.
all right.
This is where it gets fun.
Oh, yeah. There's your boy right there, too.
Rejecting that. Okay. So,
yeah, I know who you're going to take.
okay. I have to tell you that in my brain, the player that I desperately want the Cleveland Browns to walk away from this draft with is this gentleman right here, Harold Fannin Jr. So I'm taking him. He's not a tight end.
The tight
He's
H
not a-
back receiver, back wide
Yeah, he's not
receiver.
a tight end. You could play him. He could be a running back.
Yeah.
He could be a tight end. He could be a wide receiver. He could be all of it. I'm rejecting all these trades. So I'm taking him. And then at 94, I'm going to put Denzel Burke in there because I love him. I love Denzel Burke.
I don't think he did himself any favors this year with the season he had.
I think you.
You did it again.
You did it again. Now you're going to have to leave and start over. Oh boy, you can't even save this. You can't even save this draft, you dipshit. You dipshit.
I think it saves. I mean, if it's open on a web page, it probably saves.
Yeah.
It sounds like the guy needs a new mic, though.
I mean, he was having a pretty good draft.
Pretty good draft. Hopefully, he gets saved and he an all for naught.
Yeah. And here he comes back. Just don't touch the mic, for God's sake.
I know.
What's the matter
That's
with
off
him?
the table.
Doesn't he know? He knows by now.
He's a big table slammer.
That's true. That's true. Mike is
Table
very
slammer.
passionate, in case anybody doesn't know.
Yeah.
So, Joey,
So, Chad,
Preds game. We're coming back down from 5-1, huh?
it was electric, dude. It
Yeah.
was electric. Like,
Yeah.
they are
Did you have
really
good seats?
bad. Yeah. Yeah, we're lower bowl.
Over bowl?
Uh,
Nice.
Yeah, so it was nice. I'm going tomorrow night. They're playing the Canucks, but we're nosebleeds tomorrow night.
Were you where they shot twice?
I hate this.
No, we were middle.
Oh,
I
okay.
hate this.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike.
Shut
Good
up,
deal.
idiot.
Hey, Mike.
I will get a new one, I promise.
Welcome back.
Or a new cord, maybe.
Well, a new whatever. All right, but I saved it.
Nice.
Don't touch
Okay.
the table.
So we got Tet, we got Millam, we got Sawyer, we got Fannin, we got Burke. Now it's where it gets interesting because we have not picked up at all the quarterback. And I would have liked to have had some level of quarterback here. But
You don't.
I
Yeah.
don't. And I'm not going to go.
I would have liked
reaching.
I would have liked to have gotten your trade offers, but I didn't.
I'm not going to go reaching. I am going to stay on the defensive side. And I'm going to maybe say let's worry about quarterback in the offseason. I love Chris Paul Jr. here. So I'm going to select him there at 103. I think he's awesome.
Like that.
It doesn't care. I don't care if it likes it. I'm smarter than this.
Could have gotten him at 105. Then.
And now we've got two picks to play with here. So again, I'm not going to reach for, I don't know, it thinks I should take a quarterback or whatever. I'm going to go down here to a guy that I think is really good. And I'm going to stay on that defensive side of things. I really love Howard Cross.
Okay.
I think he's a stud. And so I'm going to take him. And let's see what happens at 135. Nothing and nothing. And now we've got just an interesting situation. But I was kind of hoping this guy was still going to be there. I'm going to go to that running back position and take Devin Neal.
Devin Neal. What a pickup there at that spot.
And at the end of it, if I want some kind of quarterback that I think maybe can come in and show something or compete, I can go for like a Kyle McCord or something like that in the 4th round. But through 3 rounds, Tet McMillan, Wyatt Millam, who, again, Wyatt, I think is one of the better, like, non-top end offensive linemen.
Sure.
Give me Jack Sawyer across from Myles Garrett all day. Fannin, I think, is a stud. Burke, I think, is a stud. And give me Paul, Cross, and Neal at the end. I'm ready for that all day.
Wyatt Millam is in that Wyatt Teller mode for me.
Yeah, he's a stud.
Yeah.
And I like that one. I like that one.
All right.
That's what I'm rolling with. Brad Ward thinks we killed it.
Okay.
But I think part of the exercise is this. Because I keep going through and doing these just kind of for fun during the day.
Sure.
Sometimes you don't always have to outsmart yourself.
No.
Sometimes you don't always have to pick the guy that, instead of evaluating him on the one good workout he had, you evaluate him on the 3 years of what he put on film.
On his entire body of work, yeah.
Maybe don't out. I think Andrew Berry is a little bit unfairly judged on his draft picks because he hasn't had top-level draft picks ever in his career.
Right.
For the most part.
Yeah.
But I also think he has a reputation for kind of overcomplicating his draft picks.
Right.
And like going for the guy that like tested the best as opposed to the guy that showed you the most. That's why, Chad, I got to tell you, I love the Scatabo pick, right?
Right.
Scatabo is going to test terribly.
Right.
We know he's going to test terribly.
But the guy is just a football player.
But you also have to research the guy.
Right.
He was a record-setting running back in high school. He was a stud running back in his first college stop. And then he goes to Arizona State and he becomes their most important player.
Right. Right.
It's not always about the measurables and the testing. It's about when you watch these guys play, can they play the way you want them to play? I would love to see Scatabo wind up. I think if you're going to roll into this year with Nick Chubb and Jerome Ford and Cam Scatterbo, look the fuck out.
Yeah. I don't agree. I don't agree with Booger McFarland a lot, but I do agree with him when he says analytics are like bikinis. They show you some things, but they don't show you everything. And that's exactly what I think a guy like Cam Scatterbo is.
Oh, 100%. I 1,000% agree with you.
Yeah.
To me, Harold McFadden is on my list of get that guy.
Right.
Because you can just put him anywhere and everywhere and he will make plays.
Right.
But Joe, what I loved about your draft, if Cam Ward's there too, just click the button and go.
Right.
Might as well.
Just send in the card.
If Cam Ward, if for some reason Tennessee either decides they don't want a quarterback or they go with Shedeur Sanders, if Cam Ward's there too, click the button, move on.
Yep.
Click and go.
Send it in.
Send it and go.
I like Chad's pick though too. I not sold on Shedeur by any means. I feel like there might be some baggage with that pick. And I love Travis Hunter. I just I don't know what he moves the needle on the team. I mean, it's just obviously generational talent, but I just feel like it's not where we need it right now.
Dude, Abdul Carter, to me, is the most exciting player in the draft.
Right.
I talked a lot about putting Jack Sawyer across from Myles Garrett, and I say that because I don't know that you could pick Jack Sawyer to be your number one defensive end and be thrilled about it in the end.
No.
But if you put him across from
an elite
Myles Garrett,
something,
I think you'll be really excited about that.
Yeah.
But if the Browns walk away from this draft with Abdul Carter as like the Micah Parsons across from Myles Garrett,
right?
Good luck. They won the
Good
draft.
luck.
They won the draft. So I think it was a good exercise in early in this draft process. I feel very excited about the 500 different directions the Browns can go.
Right.
We got to do this again before draft day. After we make
I think
all the free agency moves.
I think what we're probably going to do is once a month.
Sure.
We're going to do once a month check-ins on and we'll see, once they get into free agency and they make some signings,
right,
then we'll reevaluate how we approach the draft. But if anything, this showed you three very distinct and separate ways that the Browns could go in the draft. Oh, Brad wants him to take Hingo McCringleberry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Listen, if he's there, he's on those Kent State teams that is going to host a playoff.
I'm more of a donkey teeth guy.
Oh,
I love donkey teeth.
Listen, yeah, I know, but have you seen the film on Xmas Jackson Flaxen Waxen?
I mean, Ibrahim Moises is a stud. Yeah. All right. That was fun. It was a good time. We didn't hit a ton of topics tonight, but we knew we weren't going to. But we're going to get into our cheers.
Harvard University. DeVry University.
Yeah. We're going to get into our cheers of the week, and then we're going to get out of here. So I think I made you guys lead it off on all the other things. So I will lead things off on the cheers of the week. And actually, I think we've done this, Chad. I think you did this, but I hadn't seen it yet. And I watched it yesterday, and I had so much fun. And so my cheer of the week is going to go to that indoor virtual golf league.
Oh,
I watched it
yeah.
last night.
Yeah.
I watched it last night, and I couldn't stop watching it.
Right.
I watched it last night, and I was like,
really?
oh, my God, this is amazing. And then it went into overtime,
right?
And they had to do a chip-off challenge. I was like, if this was golf, then I would just this is all I would watch.
Let's go. Yeah.
It was great. So my cheers, because I haven't seen it to this point, my cheer of the week goes to whatever that indoor virtual golf league is called with Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy and that whole crew. It's a blast to watch. I hope they don't give up on it, because I would watch that every time.
Right.
Chad, who's your cheer of the week?
Mine goes to Liam Cohen for giving us one of the just best, most awkward press conferences you've ever seen in most recent memory. Just sitting there looking like a demented Clay Aiken, and just and
Play
I don't know. Just he was just the most awkward head coach. Like he didn't even give you like a plan. He just goes, Duval.
Not only that, but he like the fact that he just ghosted the Bucks.
Yeah.
Didn't even tell him he was going to do what he was doing.
Yeah, like
didn't even give him a heads up, just fucking ghosted him. And then he shows up at his press. Well, I guess all I gotta say is Duval. I was like, oh.
The most unrelatable NFL head coach you've ever seen in your life.
Well, I gotta tell you, sometimes 99% of the time I think this guy's an asshole. And I think it's the CTE talking. But Antonio Brown named him his cracker of the week.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's very fitting. Very fitting.
This is this guy's fifth stop in 5 years. And he just maybe I can finally make my family put some roots down and finally
get ready for 6 stops in 6 years, idiot.
How is Doug Peterson like not the better option there?
Like if team meetings, yeah.
How do you go from Doug Peterson to that?
Like if team meetings are anything like his press conference, like I want to be a fly on the wall for all of those. Like now, Trevor, you made a bad pass in the fourth quarter there last time. Maybe we should do a little better. You overthrew what's his face there? You overthrew Brian Thomas Jr. Maybe let's make a more accurate throw for
Remember
Duval.
where you play? It's Duval. Oh my God, awful. Gregory has an asshole or a cheers of the week. Sorry, the people that had to work outside in that bitter cold. Yeah, it's terrible. Shout out to the outside people because I didn't even want to walk outside when it was like -2 degrees. All right, Joe, who's your cheer of the week?
You boys for covering the show the past couple of weeks. Appreciate it. Been out. So thank you for carrying on strong and appreciate the coverage, and y'all are champions.
Listen, speaking of champions, and we appreciate that, Joe, but speaking of champions, as we get out of here, we'll give our thank yous out. Our first thank you, as always, goes out to DOBR, man. Best place in Cleveland to get Cleveland Browns coverage, and then to hang out with us and talk about Buckeyes and Blue Jackets and Cavs and Browns and all that as we get into spring training, Guardians and all of that. But right now we are running like multiple shows every night, and we're doing it in the off season. It's the first time we've been around with GOBR for years now, and it's the first time in the off season that we have run a schedule on the video streams like this, because we've just got so much content to bring you. So make sure you are tuned in to the Orange and Brown Report on YouTube, Twitch, the OBR on all the socials, and make sure you get over to the OBR.com. You hit subscribe. You will not regret it.
Yeah, so Mike's Mike went out. You won't regret subscribing to the OBR. And
this is the best.
This is great. I don't think you need to leave again.
This is the best.
You can keep rolling.
Oh God, just
thank
just
you all for joining
come
the
back
show.
in and give the thank yous.
Yeah, we appreciate you all for joining.
Yeah.
I've never ended the show before. How do you do this?
No, yeah, I've never ended the show either. But big thanks to the OBR, honestly, for hosting us and allowing us to do all this stuff every week. A big thanks to Mike and his absolute shit microphone right now for allowing us to wrap up the show.
Thanks to Chad for going to the Cavs game yesterday.
About time. It's about time I get my credit for breaking the losing streak.
You get your
yesterday.
due. Only on grad beers. Right.
Yeah, but be sure to subscribe to the OBR. For all. I mean, this is their time. This is where the time that you want to pay attention for all the insight, for all the analysis into this Browns draft, for all the details from the Senior Bowl to everything. This is their Super Bowl season here is up until draft time. So be sure to subscribe to the OBR for all of that content as well, and be sure to subscribe and join us on the Garage Beer socials. Right, Mike's doing his Cavaliers recaps. It's the same video every single fucking year, fucking game. I couldn't help myself. It's the same video.
He's gone. He's stormed off.
No, but no, his Cavs recaps are great. I'm doing my Blue Jackets recap, so do it at the Garage Beers. So be sure to join. Follow us on all of our socials. Follow Joey at Garage Beers Joe, Mike at Garage Beers Mike, me at Garage Beers Chad. And we'll see you next week for the next episode, everybody. I think it's 249 next week, as this was episode 248. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.